Hello, my name is Miss Natasha from Natasha Connects. I am an author, speaker, and digital educator, and I happen to be authentically autistic. I Let's explore why you decide to create instead of hate. I'd love to hear who you are and what you're about before we get started.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Miss Ellie. And first, I just want to thank Miss Natasha for inviting me to come on and share my story with you guys. So I am known on Instagram as 416 Love. So check out my platform. Basically, what I like to do is just get involved in the community, help other individuals such as Miss Natasha share their platforms, talk about their business, their services, their products, and just give them a space to tell us about their entrepreneurial journey. So yeah, that's it.
Wow. I really did take to your platform as soon as I saw what you were doing because community and connection is my jam.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we definitely connect on the same level with that for sure.
Yeah. Alrighty. So did the industry you're in choose you, or I'll repeat myself. Did the industry you're in choose you, or did you choose your industry?
I think it was neither. I think it was God that chose it for me because, to tell you the truth, I was one day I was literally asking him, like, what am I supposed to be doing? Because I was into the legal field prior to having my last born. And then when he was born, I just felt super overwhelmed. I just could not do that anymore. And it was coming for a while. So I quit the job. Was running my own business. I was teaching at Seneca College, and I'm just like, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. And so I was at home for a good few years. And then when my son was about to start school, I'm like, what am I going to do? I can't just stay home. I need to do something. So I decided that I was going to write a blog, and because I love to write. And then that's where I started. I just started with something that I loved and I sent it out to everybody. And then it was a trickle effect. Somebody asked me to be on a radio show, and then I started my own show, and then the pandemic happened. And so I brought my show to Instagram. At first I was like canceling all my interviews, and then somebody was like, let's just do Instagram Live. And now it's just flowed into something so much more amazing. But that has nothing to do with me. It all has to do with just asking God, and he hooked me up.
Wow. Wow. Answering that call. Yeah. And being at peace, such at peace, like being so at peace with yourself. And there's a inner calming that you can hear his ring.
Yeah.
So I really do love that. And sometimes the noise out there is so loud, we don't hear it and we give up.
Yeah. It's not easy, but like I believe you spoke about it too, falling down and getting back up and keeping it moving.
Yeah.
Not allowing yourself to get stuck, because it's so easy to get stuck in a funk. You know what I mean? But you got to be like, hey, nah, we're going to figure this out. You got to get up.
Burnout is a thing.
Yeah.
Like we forget, we want to pretend that it's not, but it's a thing. So we got to be careful of and mindful of how we're feeling. If it's spiritually, if it's emotionally, if it's physically, whatever it is, it's attached to something that you're not doing. And it can persist until that knock will persist until you answer.
Yep. It doesn't stop. Mm-hmm. It doesn't stop.
Thank you so much for that. What made you gravitate to the company you're in or create the company you have? So I know you answered in terms of the Lord and how you just followed what was there maybe something that like a pivotal time that you remember that you're just like bing like it just came on you? Because leaving such a job, yes, it was taxing, but leaving it and not knowing what is next, that's quite scary in itself.
You know what? It was super scary because, just having a baby, and I already had two others. So this is my third born. And I was making some decent money, and I was working two jobs, and I was doing the thing, but I wasn't happy. And so that was really the pivotal point in my life, is that I had to really face myself and be like, okay, what's going to make you happy? What's actually going to make you happy? And even now, I still am battling with myself. Sometimes I'm like, why did I quit the job? Why did I do this? Why am I, here right now? But at the end of the day, I had to um, choose to do something different.
Mhm.
I had to make the choice, and I decided that I'm going to stick with it because I wasn't happy. And I was doing that since I left high school. I was all through high school, I was working at a law firm. When I left high school, I went straight into
Wow.
college and did the law clerk program. And I was working all the way, and I got a good job. And then I went back to Seneca to teach at Seneca. It was like, I was living the
Wow.
dream. Everybody would have been like, wow, great.
Yeah.
And then I just, in a drop of a dime, I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. Quit my business because I was running my own process serving company. I was like, and I knew I wanted to be in the community, because when I started that business, I was reaching out to anybody that was in the legal field in our community to see if we could all work together. So I knew that the concept was coming, but I just knew that that wasn't the field for me anymore. And it was years that I was feeling unhappy. And then I decided that I'm going to try to make myself happy, try to do that for myself, because it's not going to come from a job, a person, a community. It's got to come from me first. And that's really what the pivotal point was for me, was just kind of looking inside and figuring out what I got to do for myself to make
Wow.
myself better. Yeah.
That just gave me such a warm feeling. It's nice to know, like, there are, first of all, there are people like me in all types of fields, and
Mhm.
that you chose to be like your authentic self.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's
It's like,
nice.
it's not easy at
No.
all. Every day is a battle and a struggle, but which what are you choosing? It's like, it's all everything is a choice. Everything is a decision. Getting up, opening up your eyes, turning your alarm off, and getting out of bed. That's five decisions right there that you had to make.
Mm.
Like they say, we make over 30,000 decisions a day. And
Mm-hmm.
so, like, you got to just figure out, what am I doing? What am I deciding today to benefit myself so that I can benefit the world?
Mm-hmm.
Because we're not waking up for nothing. We're waking up for something every
Something.
single day,
That's
right?
right.
So we got to, like my book says, figure it out, got to
Yep.
figure it out.
Yep.
It's not easy though. It's
Thank you
not
for
easy.
that. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. Um, what are the skills you would use the least in your chosen field? So in what you're doing now, what skills do you use the least?
Um, I really don't know. Let me think. The least. Um, the least. I would say, for the least skill that I would use, I I don't even know. I'm kind of stumped on that one. I could definitely answer what I would use the most.
Okay, well that's
uh,
fine too.
um, I'm trying to think though, to answer your question properly.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, the most I think would be communication.
Right?
Um, but the least, um, I don't know. Maybe we can circle back to that question, and I
Yeah, that's
will
okay.
answer that one after.
Yeah,
I'm gonna think
thank you.
about that one.
Um, the next one is, how do you navigate hope?
Hope is pretty much all I have.
Mm,
Hope,
mm,
like, it's at the top of my list. I hope to accomplish so much. My vision board will tell you all of my hopes. I feel like hopes, our dreams, our goals are all the one and the same. Um, so when it comes to hope, it's something really as I said, at the top of my list. I'm always hoping for the best. I wake up and I hope for a great day. I hope that my children are productive. I hope that I'm productive. I hope that I'm doing the right thing, because every day you're just like, what am I doing? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But hope is serious. Like, I think without hope, we have nothing.
That's
We have nothing.
absolutely right. Absolutely right. At one point in my life, I didn't know how to navigate around it or in it or through it. And I felt like just saddened by that. So I had
Yep.
to really dig into how can I make every day count, and what could I do to the betterment of not only myself but others. And I think that's like where my like hope comes from, that I'm going to do the best I can every day, and it's not going to look like anyone but how anyone's in anyone's it's not going to look the same for everyone, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times we're compared and put up against another, when no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. Yeah.
How do you maximize your return on time?
I think I would say that it really has to do with organization, because we are given time. How we use it is, yes, our responsibility in organizing that, but sometimes time goes quick and sometimes time goes slow. So we're not really the masters of time, but how we organize what we have, I think, helps. So for me, it's all about a list. And if you ask any of my siblings or whatever, they'll laugh at you, because the first thing I always say is, get a pen and a paper, let's write let's write a list, So I tried to do it the night before, creating a list of what I want to accomplish for the next day. So that way, when I wake up in the morning, I already kind of have an idea of what I want to do for that day. And it's kind of organized in my mind. It doesn't always play out. A lot of times I have to carry things over to the next day and to the next day and to the next month and to the next week, whenever it can get done. But at least I know in my mind it's something that's pending there, kind of. And I will just, that's how I try to navigate time. But
for myself, I have trouble with executive functioning, and that's like the major parts of being a mom, being a contributor to society. You have to be able to build the most out of the day as you can. So for me, hearing you tell a bit about what you do helps me to be the best I can be. So thank you so much.
Yeah, and it's going to look, as you said, different for everybody, right? So you do what you can with your time, because your day may go slow to you and my day may go fast, and then it's vice versa the next day, right? So we can only do what we can. That's all we can do.
Yeah, right? It's very true.
Mm-hmm.
How does your company or business orchestrate organizational integrity?
For integrity, I mean, for me, the most important thing, because I'm just by myself right now in the company, soon, we will be an enterprise with so many different people, but even then, what it boils down to is respect, general respect for, and the golden rule to me is the core and key. Something that I learned in kindergarten is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And so when you operate like that, like really, I try my best to. I don't always, and it's not something that I can say that I I've mastered that.
Yeah.
But I try my best in whatever I'm doing to show that person the same respect as if I was in their shoes. And whether or not that person is going to reciprocate the same way, it doesn't matter. It's what I have to do in order to maintain my own integrity and respect for myself, and of course for God, and then for the other people as well.
Wow, yeah. Thank you. I really do think someone like yourself should be in a Black history book. I really do.
Wow.
I really do, because there's only so much you're so giving of yourself, and you're so in tune with what you know our brown and Black people need, and you're accommodating to and so open to loving and caring regardless of who we are. Like I haven't really been accepted or taken like what I say is important or valued. And I felt like that from the beginning of upon meeting you. And I really do appreciate it, because it just makes me again feel a bit taller and a bit more ready to go conquer the world, you know? I was thinking of Pinky and the Brain. Like I'm just like, yes, right. I'm going to go do what I need to do. Like,
let's go take over the world.
Right? So I'm really I'm understanding that if you do your own work, inner work, and live as authentically you will then be able to gain more access to the realest people in the world.
And that's true. And I wasn't always so accepting of people.
Right.
I was somebody that was judgmental, and I would, throw judgment on people all the time.
Yeah.
But that's because I used to do that to myself.
Right.
I used to judge myself. I would criticize myself. I was hating on myself. And so it would be easy for me to hate on other people. But for me now, what I've realized is my grandmother used to tell me this all the time. She's like, everybody's situation may be different, but God has no favorites. So you're not better than anybody else. And so what does that mean? That's why I like giving my platform, on my platform, giving people the opportunity to actually talk about themselves and tell who they are and feel good about who they are and what they're doing, because, and my slogan is where everybody's story matters, because everybody's story does matter. Everybody's story may be different, or you may not like this person's story or whatever, or you may not be able to relate to it, but it still doesn't mean that it's not important. It is very important, and nobody is more important than anybody else, because God has no favorites.
So I believe that.
Yeah, we gotta accept each other for who we are, where we are, and run with it, because we're not better than each other. That's real.
Definitely is. Definitely is. Yep. So I'm just going to now read a little bit about what CreateDon'tHate is. Okay. And I'm going to allow for you to again give it any closing responses that you have, or maybe remind everyone where they can reach you. So okay. I'll just get to it. CreateDon'tHate was born out of frustration. The frustration of individuals hating on people like me with differences. We started a movement of hope, courage, love, to build community and connection in the process. CreateDon'tHate is a real practical way of giving hope to those who have been muted or shut down because of being who they are. CreateDon'tHate is an anthem that I would play to get through the tough times. I'm happy to have you here. When I left like the preschool readiness in 2016 to go to school, I never ever thought that I'd be able to create and do something like this. And I'm happy to have you here on this journey. So thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for answering the DM when I reached out to you for that first connection. You know what I mean? So, man, I'm glad I'm here as well. And I love what you're doing. And it's great. It's definitely needed in our community. And so you got to celebrate yourself for that, because stepping into what I call ordered steps.
Right.
God's got them ordered steps, girl. You walking in them.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all gravy. But yeah, you guys can find me at 416 Love on Instagram. You got to spell it all out because I'm just a little bit extra like that, you know. So FOURONESIXLOVE on Instagram, and reach out if you know anybody who's looking to, you know, do an interview or showcase their business. I would love to hear from you guys. All right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.